What if, beneath these ancient stones, a secret treasure has been hidden for thousands of years? Recent digs at Timna Valley uncovered vast mines, proof of Solomon's industrial-scale wealth. Archaeologists have unearthed treasures that match biblical descriptions, hidden for centuries.
When invaders came, the priests hid the treasures in secret chambers beneath the city.
Is Solomon's treasure still out there, waiting to be found? The search continues. Beneath Jerusalem lies a network of tunnels that the Romans never found, and neither have we.
Solomon's wealth came from a secret alliance that controlled the ancient world's most valuable trade. When the Queen of Sheba arrived, she brought treasures that would make Solomon even richer than before.
Even the legendary Queen of Sheba was speechless when she witnessed Solomon's unimaginable wealth firsthand.
Legend speaks of a brave priestess who risked everything to hide the temple's most sacred treasures from invaders.
What if I told you that in 1967, during the chaos of the Six-Day War, Israeli soldiers stumbled upon something beneath Jerusalem's ancient stones, something so explosive it's been quietly studied, fiercely debated, and even classified for over 50 years? Today, Uhlines discover 3 shocking archaeological findings that could prove King Solomon's legendary treasure wasn't just a Bible story. It was real, it was massive, and some of it might still be hidden right beneath our feet. The third discovery involves modern technology detecting something metallic and enormous buried under Jerusalem, and what they found could rewrite history forever.
Modern
Welcome to
technology
Past
has
Check,
detected
where
something
we uncover
huge
the
and
secrets
metallic
history tried
buried
to hide.
beneath the Temple Mount.
If you love diving deep into ancient mysteries, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because what you're about to hear you won't find in any textbook. Let's begin this incredible journey. To understand the magnitude of what we're looking for, we need to grasp just how wealthy King Solomon really was. The Bible describes him as the richest man in history, but these weren't just empty boasts, they were detailed records of unimaginable wealth. Every year, Solomon received 666 talents of gold, that's 25 tons of pure gold annually, worth over $1.8 billion in today's money. But Solomon's true genius was in controlling trade. His kingdom sat at the crossroads of 3 continents, Africa, Asia, and Europe. Every caravan, every merchant ship, every trade route had to pass through his territory and pay taxes. His own fleet of ships sailed to the mysterious land of Ophir, returning with gold, silver, ivory, apes, and peacocks. Ancient texts describe these voyages taking 3 years round trip, returning with cargo so valuable it took weeks just to unload. The Bible tells us that silver became as common as stones in Jerusalem during Solomon's reign. His throne was made of ivory and overlaid with pure gold. All his drinking cups were solid gold. Silver was considered too ordinary for the king. Even his shields were made of beaten gold, each one containing 600 shekels of gold. But here's what's truly staggering. Solomon didn't just hoard this wealth. He invested it in the most ambitious building project in ancient history, a temple that would become the wonder of the ancient world. Solomon's temple wasn't just a religious building, it was the ancient world's most secure vault, containing treasures that would make Fort Knox look modest. The construction alone took 7 years and required 30,000 workers, 70,000 carriers, and 80,000 stonecutters. The temple was covered in gold from floor to ceiling. The most sacred room, called the Holy of Holies, used 600 talents of gold, that's about 540,000 troy ounces, worth over $1 billion today. The walls were lined with cedar wood overlaid with pure gold. Even the nails were made of gold, weighing 50 shekels each. Inside the temple were golden lampstands, each weighing a talent of gold. There were golden tables, golden bowls, golden snuffers, golden spoons, everything was gold. The altar of incense was overlaid with gold, and the chains before the oracle were made of gold. But the temple's most precious treasure wasn't made of gold or silver, it was spiritual. The Ark of the Covenant, a gold-plated chest containing the original stone tablets of the Ten Commandments, Aaron's rod that budded, and a golden pot of manna from the wilderness. This wasn't just valuable, it was priceless, the most sacred object in Jewish history. Ancient historians like Josephus describe storerooms filled with treasures, so much wealth that it took hours just to count the daily offerings brought by pilgrims. The temple treasury became the central bank of the ancient world, with kings and merchants depositing their wealth for safekeeping. For nearly 400 years, this incredible treasure remained secure in Jerusalem, growing larger with each generation. But then came the Babylonians. In 587 BCE, after an 18-month siege, the Babylonian army under King Nebuchadnezzar finally broke through Jerusalem's walls. They systematically looted the temple, carrying off everything they could find. The Babylonians were meticulous record keepers, and their chronicles describe taking vast amounts of gold and silver vessels, bronze pillars, and sacred objects. But here's where the mystery begins, when you compare the Babylonian records to the Bible's descriptions of Solomon's wealth. There's a massive discrepancy. The Babylonians took a fortune, but not nearly enough to account for 400 years of accumulated temple treasures. Ancient Jewish texts, including the Talmud and a document called the Treatise of the Vessels, claim that the temple priests knew the invasion was coming. They had time to prepare, and they didn't waste it. According to these sources, the priests and Levites created an elaborate network of secret chambers throughout Jerusalem, hiding the most valuable treasures before the Babylonians arrived. The hiding wasn't random, it was systematic. Different groups of priests were assigned different treasures, and they scattered them across multiple locations. Some treasures were hidden in caves in the Judean desert, others in secret chambers beneath the Temple Mount, and still others were supposedly transported to distant lands by trusted allies. The most dramatic account describes the high priest throwing the temple keys toward heaven rather than surrender them to the invaders, symbolically returning them to God. For centuries, skeptics dismissed Solomon's wealth as biblical exaggeration. How could an ancient kingdom in a small region accumulate such vast riches? Recent archaeological discoveries provide stunning answers. In the Timnah Valley of southern Israel, exactly where the Bible says Solomon sourced materials for his temple, archaeologists have uncovered the largest ancient copper mining operation ever discovered in the Middle East. These weren't primitive holes in the ground, they were sophisticated industrial complexes with advanced smelting techniques, elaborate ventilation systems, and evidence of a workforce numbering in the thousands. Carbon dating confirms these mines operated during Solomon's reign, around 1000 BCE. The scale is breathtaking. Archaeologists estimate these mines produced hundreds of tons of copper over several centuries. But copper was just the beginning. The same region shows evidence of gold and silver extraction on an industrial scale. Even more intriguing, many of these mines were suddenly abandoned around the time of the Babylonian invasion, with valuable equipment left behind. This suggests a deliberate shutdown to prevent the invaders from accessing these resources. Dr. Erez Ben Yosef from Tel Aviv University led the Timnah Valley excavations and made a game-changing observation. These mines weren't just for copper, they also yielded traces of gold and silver. The mining techniques were astonishingly advanced for their time, with bellows reaching over 1,200 degrees Celsius, complex ventilation, and large-scale organization that matched biblical descriptions of Solomon's engineering prowess. Radiocarbon dating of charcoal and organic remains put peak mining activity exactly in the era of Kings David and Solomon. Even more intriguing, the mines show signs of abrupt abandonment around 587 BCE, coinciding with the Babylonian threat suggesting a deliberate effort to deny resources to invaders. The Temple Mount Sifting Project opened a new chapter in biblical archaeology. Dr. Gabriel Barkay's team sifted through tons of earth dumped from the Temple Mount, uncovering thousands of artifacts. Among the finds, a First Temple period bulla seal inscribed with ancient Hebrew, possibly bearing the name of a biblical official. Stone weights matching biblical shekels and a tiny, inscribed ivory pomegranate reading belonging to the house of Yahweh, holy to the priests. This pomegranate fits the Bible's description of temple ornaments. 200 bronze pomegranates decorated the temple pillars. The project also found arrowheads from the Babylonian siege, coins, and ritual vessels, painting a vivid picture of a bustling, wealthy temple complex. In 2019, advanced ground-penetrating radar and LiDAR surveys beneath Jerusalem's Old City revealed a hidden labyrinth, chambers, tunnels, and voids stretching beneath the Temple Mount and beyond. Some chambers are unmistakably man-made, dating back to the First Temple era. In 2020, radar detected a massive metallic signature, possibly gold or bronze, about 40 feet below the surface, the size of a small building. Pottery, oil lamps, and other relics scattered in these chambers date to the late 7th century BCE, right before the Babylonian conquest. This strongly suggests a last-minute effort to conceal treasures from the invaders. For now, religious and political sensitivities prevent excavation, but the evidence is electrifying. Could this be the legendary treasure vault? Solomon's treasure mystery doesn't end in Jerusalem. Ethiopian tradition claims the Ark of the Covenant resides in Aksum, guarded in secrecy for over 2,000 years. Spanish records mention Phoenician ships Solomon's trading partners carrying sacred cargo to secret Mediterranean locations. In 2018, a Phoenician shipwreck off Spain yielded bronze and silver artifacts matching ancient temple descriptions. In India, archaeologists in Kerala uncovered ancient weights and measures identical to biblical shekels, hinting at trade links and possibly scattered temple treasures. Among the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Copper Scroll stands out, a literal treasure map listing 60 for hiding places for gold and silver, supposedly from the temple. It describes chests of silver, gold vessels, and bars of silver hidden in caves and cisterns around Jerusalem. Recent archaeological surveys have matched some Copper Scroll locations to underground sites and found signs of ancient concealment. Some align with the very chambers detected by modern radar under the city. Is this 2,000-year-old scroll the key to finding Solomon's lost wealth? If even a fraction of Solomon's treasure is discovered, it would be the greatest archaeological find in history. Beyond the gold and silver, the real prize would be the religious and historical artifact items that could transform our understanding of ancient Israel, early Judaism, and the roots of Western civilization. Yet, excavating the Temple Mount is nearly impossible due to religious and political tensions. Still, every year, new finds like ancient coins and artifacts bring us closer to the truth, fueling the hope that the greatest treasure hunt in history is far from over. So, was Solomon's treasure just a myth? Or is it still out there, buried beneath Jerusalem or scattered across distant lands? The evidence is mounting: industrial-scale mines, underground vaults, ancient artifacts, and even a treasure map etched in copper. The search continues, and with every archaeological season, we inch closer to solving this 3,000-year-old mystery. What do you think? Could the treasure of Solomon still be waiting to be found? Let us know your theories in the comments, and if you love unraveling the secrets of history, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss an episode of Past Check. Until next time, keep exploring and keep questioning the past.